Welcome back to another video. If you haven't subscribed, feel free, hit the like button and help me game that YouTube algorithm, which suppresses content like this in favor of mainstream lies. Okay, hope you're having a great weekend so far. It should be Saturday morning for you now. And I did get a request. Hey man, loving the content as always. Don't always comment, but I watch all your videos. Anyway, I turned 20 on Sunday and was wondering if you could make a video about what you recommend what you recommend guys doing in their early 20s. Thanks again, man. Yes. And I was thinking about it, and I wrote some stuff down, and honestly, I think this video is going to come out on Saturday, so happy early birthday. But yeah, I do have some things to talk about. I am going to break this down into 5 different sections. Some of it I've covered in previous videos, but I'll talk about it again and try to tailor it to you being 20. The first one, and if you see my videos, you know it. It's exercise and strength and martial arts. It's one topic. Next topic, diet, specifically muscle and low body fat, and we'll talk about how to get that or achieve that if that's what you want. The third thing, which is definitely something I talk about on this channel, is finance and investing. And the fourth thing is instant gratification, which I did a whole video on way back when, but we'll talk about it. And 5 is the opening of your mind to the other side and new possibilities and really finding out who you are, because honestly, you're probably not going to find out who you really are and what you really think about the world until you're like 35. But maybe you can get there sooner. Let me just say, before we get into it, the fact that you're about to hear all this, you can not take any of this advice and just go about doing what you're doing. But almost everything I'm about to tell you is something you're going to for sure realize is true when you're in your 30s. And you will have either implemented this stuff at the age of 20 and be like, dude, I feel so good that I listened to that dude on YouTube and implemented those things he said because now my life is awesome. Or you're going to be like, fuck, I should have listened to that guy. He was telling me to do X, Y, and Z when I was 20 and now I'm 30 and I'm going to get them done. But could you imagine if I had just done them 10 years earlier? Fuck my life. Okay. Exercise, strength, and martial arts. I don't know anything about you. Maybe you're already super jacked. And if you are, you can probably ignore this. But if you're not, you need to get into a gym and start lifting heavy weights. Now, I always recommend people who are new to start with the 5x5 Strong Lifts strength training program. Dude, there is so much information on this one website, stronglifts.com, that you can spend reading. You can spend the whole weekend reading about this. So that way, come Monday, you can walk into a gym, if you have access to a gym right now, and start performing these workouts and doing this program. If you don't have access to a gym, do you have the space in your house for what is called a power rack? I'll start putting pictures in this video so you can see what I'm talking about, but you basically want a power rack and with a barbell and weights. And if you can't get that, you're gonna need to do a home-based, do it yourself, work with what you got style. I actually just ordered a weighted vest. That is a vest you can put over your shoulders, like a literal vest that is weighted down. They go up to 60 pounds. You might even be able to get one better than that, but walking around with 60 pounds doing squats and push-ups will definitely be very, very good for you, and hard heavy workouts. We'll go I won't get into too much detail about the 5x5 workout. It's very self-explanatory on the website, but basically it's very focused on squats. And also, it's important that you do the rest of the exercises, which is squats and bench and row, and then dips for the first day. And then the second day is squats, overhead press, deadlift, and chin-ups. And you just alternate between those Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the rest are not workout days. They are rest days. It's a very easy program to get jacked on, and you do not need to spend 6 days a week in the gym. You really don't. You really only need to spend three 45-minute sessions in the gym a week or in your power rack at home. Cool. So Strength training is super important. You're a man. You need to be a man and lift heavy weights. That's what the world expects to you. The world expects of you. They expect you to be a man, so be a man. Regardless of what they say about toxic masculinity, don't listen to their words. The other thing is, if you have no idea how to fight, go and do some martial arts. Karate, Muay Thai. If you want to do BJJ, go for BJJ. Sistema, some kind of a striking art and some grappling like BJJ or judo or something is awesome. Get into some of that too, just in case you need to know that. You definitely just want to have some base knowledge on that, and it will also do wonders for your confidence. Diet. This might be hard to hear, especially if you're in America, but you should be treating junk food like it's a drug that you do every month with your friends for fun, and not something you eat every day. You need to start cutting that shit out of your diet entirely if you're eating it still, like soda, pizza, Doritos, burgers. Some of the stuff that's included in those is what I want you to eat, but I don't want you to eat heavy carbohydrates on the regular basis if you can help it. Unless you already are super athletic and doing what I mentioned above, and you're working out 6 days a week and you're doing a ton of cardio, then fucking eat to your heart's content, because you're not going to get fat and you're going to need to replenish all the electrolytes and the calories that you're burning. But if you're not doing that, I would highly recommend you look into a carnivore diet and eat 80% of all the food you eat should just be red fucking meat, dude. Trust me, it's not as unhealthy as they make it sound. It's actually very healthy as long as you don't combine it with breads and other starches. That's where it gets bad. So if you need to lose weight, look into a carnivore diet or a ketogenic diet. Look into intermittent fasting. Fasting in general is fucking amazing. I don't know if you know this, but you don't have to eat food every day. You can actually skip a whole day of just not eating anything, to drink water. You can do it for an entire week as long as you are intaking salts like sodium, pink Himalayan salt. You can do such good for your body by just not eating for a couple days. It's really awesome. I want you to make sure you are strength training, like I mentioned above, but that you have a low body fat percentage compared to your weight, unless you're in a particular weight class for a particular sport. So like if you are one of those guys who does, if you're even training to be a strongman, the guys that do like a 1,000 pound deadlift, or they pull a truck on TV and they're doing strongman competitions, those guys don't give a fuck about their body weight. They need the extra body weight. That kind of stuff. Or if you're like a heavyweight in the ring and you're like a heavyweight boxer in the ring, that's the kind of thing you would need to actually do. But other than that, you should have low body fat and good muscle so you can look good at the beach, bro. You want to look like a fucking Spartan. And these guys in this movie 300, they were not on steroids. This is an easily attainable body. You do not need to be on steroids to get looking like this. Cool. The third thing, maybe the most important thing here, actually that's debatable, but you're 20 now. So when I figured this out, I was 30, just so you know, and really kicking myself for not being 20 and doing this, because when I was 20, I was wasting my money on drinks at the bars with my friends and unlimited amounts of video games and marijuana. And I lived paycheck to paycheck because I just had to spend my money on that stupid shit. But you need to not do that. You need to take 10% of every dollar you make. So if your paycheck is $800 every 2 weeks, for example, you're going to put $80 away into an investment account. That can be a 401k, it can be a Roth IRA, or it can just be a standard investment account that you open on Robinhood. And to be honest, I am going to leave a link in the description here for a Robinhood affiliate link, because it's the easiest app to start investing on with your money. And selfishly, they're going to give me a free stock and also you a free stock for signing up using this link. So if you decide you want to start investing, which I highly recommend you do, use the link below, because they will give you a free stock and they will also give me a free stock. But they'll give you like a share of some kind of dividend yielding stock, which is kind of nice. You joined and here's a free stock. Like, you are now a shareholder. I did tons of videos on investing. If you haven't seen them, just go down in my channel video history and look at them. But you definitely want to start investing into stocks as well as bonds. Don't forget bonds. You also want to possibly look into getting precious metals. And if you want to go high risk, high reward, crypto and options trading, which is also available on Robinhood. Options trading is gambling for sure, but right now it's been really, really good for a lot of people who don't know shit about the stock market, including myself. The fourth thing I want to talk about is instant gratification. I did a whole video on this a while back. I posted it onto the TRP subreddit. It was very popular. Basically, instant gratification is a man's worst enemy, especially someone who's trying to be successful. Instant gratification lurks in all sorts of forms, but it's basically the opposite of delayed gratification. When you know you should be doing something that's improving yourself or working on a project or studying for a test or something that you don't want to do but you have to do, and you put that off to do something that you want to do but shouldn't do. For example, fuck, I've got a test in 2 days. I should really study. Fuck it, dude. This video game is so fun. I'm just going to play it for a couple hours. I'll study tomorrow. Instant gratification. You're falling for it when you're playing that video game. Or when, there's this girl you like and you really want to hit it, which, if I go down my Christianity path, I'd say don't focus on sex with promiscuous women, but most of you guys are going to. I'm using this as an example, but instead of talking to a girl and trying to use game to bed her, you're going to watch porn instead because it's way easier. Instant gratification. Or going to buy something you don't need, like a car. Like, let's say you need a car and you can spend $20,000 on a Honda Accord or $40,000 on a Subaru WRX, and you really don't need the WRX. That instant gratification, you can get that later when you're way richer, but you're going to get it now and take out a big loan for it because you want to feel that dopamine in your mind. There's so many examples of instant gratification. And I'm not even talking about all the good ones, but I did in my previous video, so go check that one out. I guess I'll use the YouTube feature to link those videos in this video, so if you're watching this, you can click these links that'll pop up in the video. The last one, you're 20. I want you to open up your mind to new things, new ideas, and other side. So look, if you're a conservative or a Christian right-winger, go explore the left wing and see what they're saying. Fuck it, I don't agree with it, but I don't agree with the left, but maybe that's who you are, and you should expose yourself to new ideas to see really who you are. I didn't really figure out my own views until I was 35. I thought I had figured them out, and I'm not even 35. I'm 34. I thought I had it figured out when I was 30, but I didn't. I changed, and it went even harder to the right, to be honest. But I want you to open up your mind to new ideas, whether they're your ideas going deeper, or for example, I used to be what you'd call a civic nationalist or a libertarian. To be honest, I'm probably more like a Christian, a Christian nationalist now, if you want to call it that. I've swung even harder to the right. If you're on the left, go figure out what the Antifa people are all about. Maybe that's your thing. But also look at other things that, if you're atheist, go look at other religions. I'm a Christian, and I believe that's the way. But if you're already a Christian, reinforce and go find out why you are one and become comfortable in that religion. And just expose yourself to all sorts of new ideas. That's what I would suggest at 35. So the fact that you're on this YouTube channel and already looking at things like this tells me you're on the right path. But I guess that's what I'm trying to say, man. Just open yourself up to new ideas. And also, that basically concludes the 5 things I wanted to talk to you about. But I will tell you how it was when I was 20. So I wrote down the good things that I was doing and the bad things. And I wrote this down earlier today, so I may add to this list right now if things pop up in my mind. Good things I was doing, honestly, not that many. But one was that I was working full time. Despite taking a long time to graduate college, I always had a job, whether it was part-time or full-time, since I was 14 years old. It's very rare for me to not have a job, and if I did, I'd go and find something else. Like I'd go work at a cafe, or I'd go babysit kids. Like no joke, I actually babysat two young boys, like ages 9 and 11, for like 2 years and made $20 under the table an hour. It was awesome at the time because it's $40K a year full time. It was good money for me. So I was working full time and always working, otherwise working part time when I was 20. When I was 20 specifically, I had a full time job at a very well known cafe or coffee shop chain, something like Starbucks, but not Starbucks. The other thing I was doing is I was going to school, although when I was 20, I was just barely making any credits, but I was in college and I was making credits. You don't have to go to college by any means at all, especially today. But if you have a particular educational goal, or you think the field that you want to get into is going to require a degree, then go for that degree. You have the time to do it now when you're 20. One of the good things I was doing is I was also very confident in cold approaching women at the age of 20. I had become a completely changed man, and I was very, very confident with my cold approaches. And yeah, I had some flings and some girlfriends. Though looking back on that was sinful, which is one of the bad things I was doing. Now let's talk about the bad things. I was having unprotected sex with, not married. As a Christian, that is fornication. It is a sin, and I will have to answer for that one day. The other bad things that I was doing at the age of 20 is I was still so highly addicted to both gaming and marijuana, which go hand in hand as one of the greatest escapes ever. You play games, you smoke weed, they make the games more fun, you smoke more weed, you play more games. Next thing you know, you just spent 8 or 9 hours at your buddy's house playing games with him or playing games together. They were good times, I'm not going to lie, but holy shit, were they not productive. In terms of productive times, I'd spend an entire summer in my buddy's house. I literally just yanked my desktop computer out of my room and where I used to live and put it in my friend's house once he was back from college in the summer. It was really fucking fun, I'm not going to lie, but I probably should have been doing more productive things at the age of 20 now that I'm looking back at it at the age of 34. So video game addiction and marijuana addiction, try to break those habits, man. If you're one of these people who can game once a month and smoke once a month, by all means, you don't need to stop. But I had a super addictive personality, so I'm telling you from my own experience, I had to cut those things out eventually. But they definitely consumed just about all my free time and a lot of my money, almost all of my money, when I was 20. When I was 20, I also was definitely looking at lots of porno on the internet. Very bad. It kills your libido and makes it so you don't want to go talk to women anymore because you're getting that instant gratification nut by looking at pixels on the internet. Terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. I did a whole video on why that's bad. I think it's actually my most popular video. So don't do that. Also, another stupid, expensive activity I would do too often was go out drinking with my friends every weekend. Although, to be honest, 20, I guess not, because 20, I wasn't legal. But that started only a year later when I was 21. So watch out for that. That will drain your money quick when you turn 21. And when I was 20, guys, I wasn't working out. I also wasn't fat. I was able to keep my weight down because I was pretty active. And to be honest, a lot of the places where we like to smoke required a hike. So a lot of walking around to go and hit those joints. But that's about a 20-minute video almost about 5 things I would focus on. Again, 1 would be your exercise, your strength, and your martial arts skills. Number 2, your diet, your muscle and your body fat levels. Number 3, your finance game, your investments. 4, watch out for instant gratification. And 5, opening your mind to new ideas and possibilities when you turn 20 in 2 days. All right, buddy. Thanks for the comment because I enjoyed talking about this and reflecting on my life because I really want to help you guys out who are 15 years younger than me. This is what this channel is all about. And then one day my son will stumble upon this too when he's older. Thanks, guys. Take care.